Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early April 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Pisces collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Pisces gang in early April? It's a beautiful time of year and it keeps getting better. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card and we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Pisces early April. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out. And I hope everyone is having an extra special week. It's Easter weekend, so hopefully everyone had a good one. And although I am a proud Pisces rising, it is actually the week of my birthday, my friends. So I know there's a lot of Pisces that have some Aries placements, but I'm sending extra good vibes this week in particular. And it seems like we're starting off in the right way, my friends. We have this beautiful Empress, which is great. That's a good silver lining, regardless of what shows up within the reading. It's one of my favorite oracle cards from this. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So if we look at this image here, it's absolutely beautiful. We see this lovely woman, goddess figure right in the middle of nature, right? Like the flora, the fauna, we got the animals, birds, bird nest, tree of life tattooed on her back. Beautiful piece of imagery, and it just screams Empress to me, which is Venus energy. It's very pleasurable to me. It represents blessings and abundance and creation and fertility. It's great, and it also connects like motherhood, mother figures, or creation in general. So these are really great archetypes to see, and that tells me, regardless of what shows up within the reading itself, we at least have a beautiful silver lining or an energy we could put in our pocket. This is great. Great for manifesting, great for creation of any kind. So hopefully there's like a nice blast of positive energy coming towards the Pisces collective. Now, the only downside to the Empress energy is sometimes it could have that little bit of a stuck feeling or like cabin fevery or a little bored. I'm not saying this energy itself is boring, but it's heavy. Right. So in this time, just watch out for that, like too mundane, too routine, or just an energy that doesn't seem to be shifting. But in the positive sense, I'll take all the positives and claim it. So we're going to let her chill out right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright, and we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Pisces gang. What do we got in early April? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled They Have a Plan, and it was really centered around strategy. So again, whether it was advice for some of my fellow Pisceans to be structured and be very strategic with how you're moving with something, that's very possible, or it could have been someone you're connected to that's being strategic in how they approach things or a situation and how they're moving. Yeah, there was like this real cautious, planned out approach. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Pisces gang. What do we got for our good friends in early April? Thank you. Cool. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Oh, she popped out with a second. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Nice. Okay, so we're starting good. And one thing I find extra intriguing about this Queen of Pentacles, first off, she showed up in the exact same position in the Cancer read. But I always say she's like the Empress light. We already started with some Empress energy. That's a great sign. And not to mention, right next to her, we have the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. These new cards are slipping and sliding all over the place. We'll circle back on that. Let's get one more here for Pisces gang in the main part of the spread. Okay. Little bonus. Yeah, some big similarities with the Cancer reading. So we have the Ace of Wands right here on the back end. That's actually really good. The only thing I do want to keep an eye on as we move through the sesh is this little 7 of Swords chilling right there as the bonus. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always like to look at the elements. And one thing I've noticed with most of the zodiac signs this week, and I think it's important to just take a quick look at it because it frames the reading, is that the good thing, there's a nice mixture, because when there's too much of one element, it could get a little lopsided. So with the Pisces gang, we got earth, fire, and air. I don't give an element to the wheel because it's a mixed element. If anything, I give it to Jupiter. But you see what I mean? This could be different areas of life, different things, different situations. Now, when it comes to earth, I think of stability and security, especially inner. So maybe you're feeling cool, maybe you're feeling chill, maybe things seem like their usual everyday life, right on track. Earth energy is great when it comes to work, money, and abundance. Love it. Investments, finance, all that kind of stuff, home and family. So the world that we live in, the downside to Earth, very similar to what I saw with that Empress, is that it's it could feel a little stuck or a little bored. Back end, we do have some fire, and I could even say with the wheel that has some undertones of fire as well. But fire is the realm of action. So the actions we take, the actions we want to take, think of energy levels, whether you're feeling high or low, it's vitality, right? It's that spark within us, that passion, drive, desire. So I love fire, but the only downside to it could be a little unpredictable, right? It could be a little explosive and take a left on us. So something we need to keep an eye on. And then back here for the bonus, we have air. Logical, pragmatic, strategic, very smart, very intelligent, and information searching. That's a big vibe. Communication as well. The only downside with air is it could be very cold and detached. So you see what I mean? There's a big mixture here. Let's go through and start building it out piece by piece. Position number one, we got the Queen of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, maybe you're connected to an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. And remember, it's not gender specific. Queens in tarot represent the internal aspect of the suit. We already discussed the suit and what earth means. So, especially when I see the Queen of Pentacles, it's huge for that internal security and stability. So, if that's something you've been searching for and striving for, I feel good, stable, solid, and set. This is what we like. And she does remind me a lot of the Empress. I always say you could look back years ago. Whenever I see her, the Empress light. So the blessings, the abundance, the wins, the victory. So she's always a very welcome sight in any of my spreads. Now, the downside to her, similar to the Empress as well, is the stuck feeling. It feels like I'm floating type of vibe. So again, there could be certain areas or certain things where it's like, I wish this would hurry up, or I wish this would make better progress, because this is very, very slow and meticulous. It's very comfy where it's at. So it's something we need to keep an eye on. Now, moving to the middle, we have one of my favorite cards in the whole entire deck, as we get this Queen of Pentacles right back over here by the amethyst crystal. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Love it. And to me, it is the four-leaf clover of the tarot deck. I said earlier it reminds me of Jupiter energy, which it does. It reminds me of expansive growth-based type of vibe. So for some Pisces, could there be a lucky break coming your way? A lucky twist of some kind? Absolutely. The wheel is very fast, very rapid. So again, you got the four-leaf clover on your side, but there are downsides to this card as well. Aside from the good luck, the expansion, the protective energy that this card has, it's very fast, very sudden, very rapid. So when I go from the Queen of Pentacles, very secure, stable where it's at, into the Wheel of Fortune, it's like, whoa, what's happening here? Very fast, very quick. So hopefully there's not too many changes or ups and downs when this card is here. It's also karmic. That's another thing with the Wheel of Fortune, but I always call it a positive until something shows me otherwise. Could also be a little risky too. So for some Pisces, watch urges. Maybe you feel like taking a calculated risk. Maybe you want to try your luck somehow, right? Maybe you want to play the lotto. But moving to the back end, we have the Ace of Wands. Beautiful. This is another one that I believe showed up in the Cancer reading. So there's repeats here. We have the Queen, we have this one, we have the Seven of Swords, all in the Cancer reading as well. So maybe it's a water sign thing. But all aces to me represent offers and opportunities. Specifically, this Ace of Wands, it comes in hot. It comes in quick. So you see how the energy transitions. We go from like the solid, stable, everyday type of energy, and then boom, everything's popping off. So hopefully it's in a good way. The downside to all aces, especially the Ace of Wands, is sometimes it could burn itself out or burn up quick. So it's like, I don't want to say it's short-lived, but it's an energy where it like gets really intense really quickly and then dies back down. All aces are limited time offers, right? That's another thing. So it could just be a conversation of some kind too. That's another big thing with the aces. Now moving to the bonus, again, it doesn't carry as much weight as this top three, but we have the Seven of Swords. We have our little pal there stealing those swords. He has his little fez on, right? He's making away with them. I say in the positive sense, this could just represent something you don't see right now, something that's off your radar. So it's like very hidden. And in its worst case scenario, yeah, it could be secretive. It could be someone or something that spirit wants you to be cautious about when we see this. So we're going to put that Seven of Swords down there. We're going to keep an eye as we move through the reading, but I want to dive deeper on all the Pisces. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Pisces, gang. What do we got for our friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Queen. A lot of good potential here, my friends. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Pisces, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's go in on this Queen of Pentacles here. What do we got for Pisces, gang? Where's that Queen of Pentacles? Okay, I mean, we have the Hierophant in reverse, and this seems to be an energy that's just trying to ease itself into something or ease itself out of something. I don't know why it's coming through in that kind of fashion. So the Hierophant is this energy that mirrors the Queen of Pentacles, all the stuff I've been saying about Earth and how energy, it's like, yeah, slow, meticulous, like sometimes it could feel a little stuck. That all goes the same when it comes to the Hierophant. But I think of routine, I think of tradition, I think of everyday life when I see the Hierophant. Yes, it is very spiritual, but to me, like in reverse underneath the Queen of Pentacles, it's like, I'm going to slowly try to change this, or I'm going to slowly pace myself and try to switch something up. So it is an energy that wants to shift, wants to change, but it's really, really taking its time in doing it. So for some Pisces, could this be advice? Maybe. Maybe Spirit saying like, hey, take your time with it. It all doesn't have to be done in one day. But I don't know if it's going to stay this way. Now, Hierophant in reverse could sometimes be tower-like to me. Sometimes the Hierophant in reverse could just represent change in your regular routine or day-to-day life. So for a lot of Pisces, maybe there's certain things about situations you're dealing with where like your regular routine or schedule is going to be changing. But the first initial thing here is like I'm either easing myself into something or I'm easing myself out of something. It's like I'm taking my time, slow and steady. So we're going to see if it stays that way. The energy is changing initially, but it's really, really taken its time. Let's go in on the wheel, not the wheel, the Wheel of Fortune. I was thinking the world for some reason. That's odd. All right, let's go in on the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what that has, because we have the slow start. Let's see if it stays that way. So why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Now I really want to get over to that ace. So why is the wheel here? Okay, cool. Boom, easy, easy. All right, that's good. This is something that's way easier than you might have thought. I don't know why it's coming through that type of way. So we have the Six of Swords, which is improvement, things getting better very rapidly, my friends. Very, very rapidly. So it's like, even though this energy wants to ease itself into or ease itself out of something, it winds up diving headfirst in. So to me, it's like explosive action or change here in the center, where it's like, even if I wanted to take my time, it's like I get wrapped up in it and then boom, I'm fully in it now. It's like boom, boom. It just happens easily, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I do think we still have this win, victory, blessing type of energy in the undertone. I'm not nervous about it. It's not like making me raise the alarms right now. The Six of Swords is usually, again, it's a card and an energy that does like to improve slowly over time. So, like, I see this energy trying to acclimate itself, trying to take its time, not rush a process. But it's like once that snowball starts rolling down the hill, it picks up steam quickly. Okay, so it's like once some action is taken, whether it's explosive action or an explosive change, it's like once you open that gate, it's on. So that's just how the energy's showing to me, and it doesn't feel bad. For some of you, it might be a little uncomfortable, but it's just easy. It comes like second nature to me. So when it doesn't feel like a struggle, that's when it's like, yeah, all right, cool. We'll just take it. So we have this explosive action or change happening in the center. Let's go in on the ace. We'll see how it plays out. So yeah, overall we have this energy that tries to take its time and pace itself, and then this one's like, yeah, no, this is the thing now. We're not waiting on nothing. But let's go in on the Ace of Wands. We'll see what that has before we get into the recap in the shadow. So why is the Ace of Wands here for Pisces, gang? Thank you. I mean, this is like smooth talking type of energy, Pisces. So we have the Knight of Cups, one of your power cards in the upright. Beautiful. I would say this is like the Prince Charming archetype. Watch out for someone or people trying to like smooth talk you or talk you into something. Same goes for cross watchers, right? My fellow Pisceans are good with the words, right? So like when I see the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Cups, it's like I'm being talked into something or I'm being talked out. It's like I don't want to say it's like a salesman, but it's just like super smooth with its words here. So again, there could be someone coming in that talks you into something or out of something. I think it's more so into something. But I like it. I mean, it's good communication. And with the way the energy is moving forward with the action and the wins and the victories and the offers and all that stuff, it's like once the snowball starts going downhill right here in the center, it's like offer after offer, win after win, good after good. So it's like I'm stacking positives here. It's like they're compounding, like compounding interest for some reason. So I think that's beautiful, even if it's something that's not even on your radar just yet. Remember, the Knight of Cups is a Pisces power card, and out of all the knights, this is the one that moves at the perfect speed. So it's funny how we have this energy where it's like we have the energy that's moving really slow, very cautious, then this one that's moving very, very quick, very fast, then this one is just right. And it's like, you know what? It doesn't matter what speed I was moving at, it was the perfect speed after all, regardless. Right? Whether I'm moving fast in someone else's eyes or I'm moving too slow in someone else's eyes, I'm moving at the right speed. I'm moving at the speed that I need to move. I hope that makes sense for some of you. But yeah, just very smooth talking. So watch out for the offers and opportunities popping in at this time, which could be a great thing for some of you. But to me, it's like once we kick the doors open, it's like we start stacking these wins. Let's go through and start and do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So, very intriguing way this reading built out this week. But if you kindly look in the box, and again, this could be someone else's energy. Position number one, we got the Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant in reverse. This is an energy that's really trying to take its time, ease itself into something, ease itself out of something. It's like, no, I'm not just going to do it all at once. I'm going to do a little at a time. I'm going to pace myself. I'm not going to eat the whole box of cookies. I'm just going to have one a day. That plan doesn't hold up, right? Like we move to the center, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Swords. It's explosive action or change coming in where it's like, hey, once you pop, the fun don't stop. That's just how it feels. Like once the energy goes, it's on. Which again, that's great for a lot of you. And to me, it just felt like it comes easy. So that's nice. Moving to the back end, we start like stacking wins, right? We got the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Cups in the upright. So it's like win on win, offer on offer. This is big stuff. I don't even want to say there's a downside, but I would say just watch out for someone that's just like really good, silky with their words, smooth talker, because there could be someone that like pitches you something or talks you into something. Just watch out for that. But aside from that, I think we're looking good. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Pisces, gang? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card going. What do we got for Pisces, gang? Quick, super quick. Two of Swords. Interesting. So the Two of Swords is a card that does belong in the shadows, right? It is one of those shadowy, unknown types of energies and cards. And sometimes it can represent indecision, confusion, not knowing which way to go, not knowing what to do. In its most positive sense, this is an energy where it's like, you know what? Who cares? I'm just going to let it flow. So I think in the positive sense, the Two of Swords could be like, you know what? I don't need to know everything. I'm just getting into the flow state. Whatever happens, happens. That's a great thing. But the real downside of the Two of Swords is feeling stuck or feeling very confused or something just doesn't make sense to me. And when I see the Seven of Swords in the same reading, even though we have so much goodness, so much energetic goodness this week, when I see this little combination here, Two of Swords, Seven of Swords, it's like, just, I think a cautious approach is right, but there could be certain variables with certain situations that haven't registered fully yet. It's like missing information. So we're going to let that energy chill right there. It is what it is. That's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the April subscriber surprise, we're doing a nice winner's choice once again. At the end of the month, I will choose 3 lucky subscribers to either win their choice of the Gilded Tarot Royale or one of the custom made crystal pendants from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So, winner's choice. And if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, you can let me know down in the comments, how much do you know about the meanings of tarot cards? Are you an expert reader? Are you a beginner, intermediate? Do you know a lot? Do you know a little? You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. YouTube changed it. And yeah, that's where it'll be, my friends. Much love, and I'll talk to you soon.